Hello, 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 everybody. This is Dude in the Car, and welcome back to another stream. So, good day to every one of you. This is Wednesday morning to be exact, at 9:26 in the morning, and I just woke up like a couple seconds ago, and I am literally working on a new project. I know I said earlier in the past few weeks that I was going to be working on basically playing Cyberpunk 2077 and streaming on playing the game. But recently I've been away working on this Roblox project of mine, which is currently a project of the city that I live in, where I'm basically recreating the downtown area. Um, and basically what's going on here is it's a project that I've been working on for the longest time, and it's going so good that I've been working on it for about a week or so. Um, but overall, it's gonna take a while for me to finish. I've already got like custom lighting going for it and stuff, so gonna try to figure out exactly what's going on there with the whole setup of the idea. So we're gonna see what goes on here. Let's see here. So my sources are correct. This building should be so and so tall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8. There should be about 8 high. Because there's that one. Okay, I'm looking at this correctly. I'm over here wondering, I'm like, so does it go this way or does it go that way? Okay, we're on top of here. So this part's already done. That's what it's looking like, it's already done. So, gonna go ahead and work on this here. This area over here on this side. So I've actually been working on this project for about 2 or 3 weeks now, off of the stream, and it's been going really good. I'm almost done with this, with the first skyscraper in Raleigh. Um, it's taken about a big minute to even like start basically finishing it. I'm like almost to the part where I got all the walls for it done. I know the building in real life is like about 2 or 3 floors. So, gonna go ahead and see what we can do with that. So, hopefully it's just one of those projects that I work on for a long time. Alright, we got the floors down here. So this looks to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it seems to be 13 floors with what I'm looking at. So I guess we could probably just go ahead and start getting the windows for them. It's 13. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and get the windows. Alright, there we go. So now what I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to want to get one of these pieces. And then probably insert them between those surfaces. There we go. Are they to level? Yeah, they're to level. Okay. There we go. And then I think after this, it would be about building the other skyscrapers that are in the city as well. So We'll see what happens there. Okay. Damn, we're flying by fast a little bit here. Usually I would copy paste already surfaces that are already done, but since that's not, I'm not what I'm it's not what I'm focusing on right now. It's gonna have to just be one of those things that I'm gonna just have to keep how it is. All right, let's see here. Get this over here done. There we go. This is about 13. 12. It's 12. Yeah, 12. 12. I thought it was like 13 for some reason. 7, 9, 10. 8, and then 9. Oh shit. No, but yeah, I actually recorded a video yesterday of me in actually, well, not downtown, but I was driving into downtown yesterday to try Whataburger with my girlfriend yesterday. And I will tell you guys, it was the best experience ever. I used to always hear lots of people say that apparently it was just only one or two things on the menu. And I'd be like, really? Is it really that good? They'd be like, yeah, it is. It's not that bad. And I'd be like, oh, well, damn. Interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, yeah, here's where we kind of meet the limit there a little bit, so I'll have to grab one of these. And then pretty much just place it there. And then extend it a little bit over here. I might need just a little bit of lighting over here. Let me grab some of this over here. Alright, there we go. Alright, there's some pretty decent lighting over here now. So then after we reach the 13, it would be 2 less, probably like 3 less over here. Okay. 3 less. Would it be? Yeah, I think so. It might just be 13. Cause I'm basically just building everything from the ground up. So initially everything would have to be within like the radius of the area. So like already from what I already have in the project, like in total is the road entering the city, parking deck, and then a parking deck that's gonna go here, and then the rest of the area that's like further into the city. And then we got just a bit of roads going on here, traffic lights already ready, and then the rest of the city that has to be pretty much already built and laid down. Which is basically already coming along as we speak. So yeah, it's gonna be a fucking doozy. All right, let's see here. Put that in there. There you go. Now, usually what this ends up leading to is once I'm done with this building, I'm gonna have to work on like a couple more. And the good thing is that the city of Raleigh, it's not like it doesn't have too many skyscrapers, um, like other regular cities, but it's like kind of catching up there a little bit because what I've been noticing with the geography of the state that I live in is they are building a lot of condos in this area because a lot of people from out of state are moving in, and surprising enough, all the like rent and the property taxes are going up. Like I know the neighborhood I live across. Well, actually no, the subdivision that I live in currently. Um, they're pretty much constructing a lot of stuff that way, and it's going to become very claustrophobic here. Um, area that I live in, it's pretty much compromised of like entireties of fields and pretty much like a countryside with a good surprising amount of landowners, independent landowners from generations. And to see that kind of wanting to die down a little bit is like, it's just one of those things that this area isn't going to be no longer known as being peaceful. Because the area that I live in, or the neighborhood that I live in right now, it's like very, well, they rumored when they first sold the house to my sisters back in 2016, um, that apparently the neighborhood was good, the schools were good, and as of recently, all the basically the entire majority of the neighborhood, there's been car break-ins, and basically that's been a long issue for as long as I could recount. So really, it's just the area is changing like entirely. So it's not no longer the safe community that we first imagined when we first moved in over here into this area. So it's it's definitely a huge addition of a lot of things, I would say, but for sure, Raleigh is definitely changing a lot, uh, more than I would officially have been anywhere used to seeing it a couple years back. Cause I'm telling you, town living is much more easier than in city living. But the town that I used to live in before moving out here to the capital city, Raleigh, uh, it's changed. It's changed drastically. Like literally, the town that I used to live in is now known as like the richest town in North Carolina, and it's like what the hell? It only took like about 5 or 4 years to pretty much get that bougie out there. Cause when I was living over in the next town over, Cary, um, I lived in a mobile home for like the longest time, And there was a lot of talk after I moved out from there that they were going to apparently remove the mobile homes and put in like a subdivision neighborhood there. And they never ended up doing it because I guess it violated and pretty much put a lot of people out of homes. But what's so surprising is a lot of subdivisions around in Cary have been pretty much like taken off the map basically, and they've been pretty much added just to give more room for actual subdivisions. So when I heard that they weren't going to follow with the plan anymore, or that the developer wasn't going to buy the my old neighborhood, the property in my old neighborhood, I was a little surprised because I was like, well, they lost the battle there. So yeah, it was just really a hit or miss at that point. Um, me personally, if I was still living over there, I think I would have been a little happy, but then again, I'm a little happy that I'm actually living in an actual house now instead of actually living in like a mobile home. But each one to their own, I would say. Each one to their own. But yeah, lately I've been working on this project of Raleigh on Roblox. There's another creator that actually did work on this project, but they never reached to work fully into the entrance of Raleigh, and they just kind of gave up a little bit. And ever since I've been checking up on their progress on their actual server, they haven't really been working on it. So I would say probably like the second person that's attempted this. So I'm hoping to make it fully drivable with like the actual entirety of the county area. Basically almost all the roads, not all buildings will be like fully decorated. It'll just be the downtown area and just the interstates, but that's pretty much about it. Um, I kind of wanted to add the next counties over, like the ones that I usually drive to, but the only issue there is I have to go into different jurisdictions that I don't really know, and obviously I could use Google Maps as I'm using right now, excuse me. But it'll just take me a lot longer to work on different parts of different counties. Because right now, Raleigh and the county of Wake is my literal only focus right now. But right now it's Hanover Square that I'm working on, and it's going pretty good. Pretty damn good, I would say myself. One, two, four. Is it? Hold on. But yeah, this area has definitely changed a lot over the years. Downtown Raleigh isn't what it used to be in the early 2000s. Um, I had made a video of driving through downtown Raleigh. Actually, two videos yesterday on my way to Whataburger in here in Raleigh. And I was telling my girlfriend yesterday that apparently, Raleigh isn't what it used to be, in the early 2000s. Obviously, you had Hanover Square, but it used to be owned by the BBAT Bank. And I think in like 2019 or before COVID, Truist Bank bought this building that I'm building right now, and it pretty much changed all there on its own. Obviously the building didn't really change style. Obviously, like they tend to change the lighting every holiday or every like 2 or 3 months. Especially during Christmas, they always usually like light up the the top facade where the roof is at on this building, blue or red. But usually it's a pretty nice little view of a building, I would say myself. It's definitely been a long project though. I would say it's not yet finished yet, but it'll take some time to actually like fully go in there and fully invest the time. I've been up literally since like 1 in the morning today. Um, I just randomly woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. Don't know what that was about. But I have been pretty much just staying a little busy. Um, and just feeling a little inspired to really finish this build. And I believe there's like a large number of operated businesses in this facility here that I know of. So we got 3 there. I'm looking at this side. Okay, okay, okay. Stop tweaking. Okay, it says it's only 2, 3, 2. Oh, because this part's connected. Okay, 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 okay. Alright, this makes sense now. Sometimes a majority of the time, sometimes and not majority of the time. What am I saying? Usually, I rely on the 3D models on Google Maps, but the way I'm looking at things right now, it seems to be that whatever this is taking up majority of the space that connects to this building, which this building will probably be the next project. But I'm trying to understand here, when did they even add this building? Oh, it's been there since 2012. Holy shit. Okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. So I guess we'll just incorporate this with the build, I guess. Alright, let's get busy. I guess what they do there is they go ahead and grab one of these and then interconnect it with this. Okay. Jeez, this might be a little longer than I anticipated, but it's okay. I used to want to take a 3D modeling class back in high school, but I had to finish other credits when I was still in school back in the day. Um, I mean, eventually I tried to convince my mother to enroll me into those classes, but she's like, nah. Because I always wanted to be a graphic designer, but I never really got around to that because it's just didn't really have aspirations when I was in high school. And then eventually, COVID came around and it was like, well, COVID was like, well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit for that to happen. And then I just lost track. I lost track of everything and I just never really got around to it. But if I would have gone back in time, I would have done it again. I would have done it and I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and do this, but I never really got around to it. It's just school. It's just like school in general was really like expensive, and I get really scared of wanting to like, get into debt and stuff. And so it's just one of those things that just has to be how it is for the time being. So, yeah. Let me grab one of these. So what they're doing there is gonna add this right here. Okay. And then add that there. And then it becomes even bigger slab towards the bottom. Okay. So then here's where it gets interesting. Is then I grab another one of these towards the top. Nah, it's a little too a little too small. Nah, it'll do, it'll do. It'll do for now. So then we go ahead and put this one here. And then how far down does it go? Okay, there we go. There we go. And the same thing as it did earlier is you copy, paste. Okay. Yeah, yesterday traffic was a little bad in Raleigh. The usual typical activities of the bad drivers in this city. I can never get enough of it is the crazy part. There's like usually times where I usually ask myself, how do I do it to drive out in these streets? You know, how do I do it to actually like have the patience some days? And that part I never exactly figured it out on my own. I was just like, well, you know, just another day in Raleigh. I think everybody just deals with that, honestly. And let's go ahead and grab this again and put it there. And just copy paste. Oh, that's, yeah, let me fix this. There we go. Because that piece right there was clipping right through. I didn't want that to happen. You know what, I'm gonna copy this. Without copying anything else. There we go. Put it to level so it can match. There we go. Now it won't be detailed exactly how it looks, but it'll be something. So then now we get over here and you see obviously the 3D depictions don't really do me any solid favors there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that this little part over here goes a little up. So I'm just gonna assume it does. Now this map, it'll be a direct depiction of what it's seen in the you know, here in Raleigh, but there will be some parts that won't look exactly like it is on the map. And the reason I'm keeping it that way is because I am really trying to kind of make it my own version, but I'm also trying to keep it a little similar, but not too similar. So we'll just see what happens there. Okay, so we're gonna want to get one of these. put it on top of there. Alright, and then stretch this a little ahead. Little roof panels and stuff. Okay, yeah, the roof extends. Roof definitely extends, so go ahead and grab another one of those. So like I said just a little earlier, it won't be anywhere exact to what it is, but I'm gonna try my best. Let's use the arrows, the moving tool. Okay. Just go ahead and copy this. Make sure it's to level. I've been designing Roblox maps since like high school, and it's always been like a bit of a hobby for me, I would say. Alright, let's go ahead and do a corner wedge. And then let's go ahead and work on the material. So we know that it is glass. So we'll just make it a force field. And then we know it's just a bit of a tint of blue. So let's go ahead and put this in the middle. And then grab another one of those wedge parts. If it can freaking comply. Oh, crap. Okay, whatever. Whatever that is, we'll just keep it like that. Alright, and then we're gonna want to do this. Why is this not cooperating? Why are you not cooperating with me? Is this just gonna be one of those days? Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of those days then. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's go back to the main road. It's a wedge part, but I don't want to... I don't want to... You know what? I'm going to do something that I'm not going to want to do. For the sake of realism, I'm going to copy this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these wedge pieces, these little, how they refer to them in Lego terms, the cheese block, or the cheese wedge piece. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these cheese wedge pieces, not this corner wedge, but these ones. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put this right there. There we go. Now, later on, update by update, I will eventually get to the part to where I'll go in and add like certain details and stuff. But I feel like right now, since this is a project that I'm pretty much working on to replicate as much as I can, it's going to just stay like this for right now. Obviously, like, I will have the time later on to go in and detail everything. But I don't just have to stay like that for right now. And then we have two windows. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and grab this here. And then what we're gonna do is pretty much replicate what's seen on the image over here. And the windows look to be like about two of them, so let's go ahead and do two windows then. And then just, yeah, get that a little bit in there. I guess it that doesn't have to be perfect. So then I'm gonna go ahead and grab two windows. Grab two of these. There we go. Perfect. And then what we go ahead and do is grab another one of these windows. Put it down here. Then we have a bit of an awning right there, so we're going to want to keep that in mind. Where is this? Yep, I need this right here. Alright, yeah, it's a little perfect. I remember as a kid, a lot of buildings, especially in this area, they used to have this certain style for a long time. And let me just say that I feel like I used to, like, when I was younger, I used to always see this style almost everywhere. It was almost like everywhere here for like the longest time, and then they eventually started implementing modern looks and techniques for the longest time there. But I remember seeing like parking garages with like certain styles that I had really just never seen before. I used to always be just fascinated by cities in general. I always found it something really interesting about exploring cities, for that matter, for like the longest time. Alright, so now that we got the facade part over here, we have these little brick pieces over here. But we're not gonna get to that part yet. We still gotta finish the Hanover Square. But this is already the blueprint that we have. So we're on the other side of it now. And it looks to be... It looks to be that the same design is implemented in the other side as well. So let's go ahead and go in here and replicate this as best as we can. And then just bring that one down a little bit. Perfect. Alright. So then now what we're gonna want to do here is go ahead and separate these two pieces, because then we're gonna need them in a bit too. So then put this there. Copy paste that. Okay, and it looks to just be from what I'm seeing here, is this little facade thing. This little wall over here seems to be just a little higher, but I could be bluffing. Alright, so I guess there's that. And I would just leave this at that for right now. But, so far, I'm gonna just go ahead and test it out. I won't work too much into this today. Um, but I will see how it operates. Go ahead and take the Crown Victoria. Jesus Christ. I'll go use my controller. But yeah, this will just function like a normal game. You'll be able to drive in it and pretty much function into it as it were like a regular city game. Jeez, it's actually looking really good, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The only issue here is those freaking lampposts that I have. Seems like the person who created them didn't anchor them down. So I'm gonna go ahead and just figure that out real quick. Because this could cause a bit of compatibility issues later down the line, so go ahead and figure that out real quick. Anchor that down, anchor this one down too, so that way I don't put any future ones in there that break apart or anything. Yeah, but this will be a project that I will work on for the longest time. Right now, it's just about finishing the building here, the convention center, and placing down more than enough streets that I need. That's for sure. And then just making sure that all the office spaces and stuff here is properly added. Because what I'm seeing here is a bunch of office spaces that haven't been used. So I guess what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna finish off this build, Hanover Square. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that I will be able to drive without any compatibility issues in the map. Which I don't think that should be any issue at all whatsoever, so but the map is gonna have to be finished because I'm like yeah. I'm over here stuttering. I already tested it out like a couple seconds ago, and literally it works pretty good. Like there's no bugs or anything besides just some assets that weren't clipped together or anything. So yeah, it'll just be one of those things for right now. All the cars drive fine. They do have a bit of realism to them. That I can pretty much say. But other than that, they look to be working really good. I've tested them out personally, and they run efficiently great. I don't have any suspicion in my mind that we will be able to not be able to drive them. Because initially you should be able to drive the cars that you have in your game to begin with, so. But it's going to be a pretty big game. It's going to be updated very much daily. It'll be one of those games for sure that one will be able to play for some hours. Because I have taken inspiration from JR Noob. He's the uh, Roblox creator involved with Northeast Illinois map. He's actually incorporated about 2 or 5 counties, including parts of Chicago and the north and the south. No, was it the east and west suburbs of Chicago? And I've taken some inspiration from his work in terms of road building, and I was just looking that I could eventually, in hopes, into creating a version of Raleigh that will ultimately be semi-realistic. Obviously, we won't really depict every building within the city, uh, not every part, but I will try to make it as possible to where you will be able to drive and feel like you're actually driving in the real thing instead of having to drive thousands of miles just to actually visit the actual city. And that's what I feel like JR Noob has really captivated. Because when I was in Illinois that one time, I traveled up to Minnesota. I know I talk about it all the time. It felt like I was actually driving in the actual game. So, good to know that I actually kind of got a feel for it in real life and in Roblox. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and finish off this build. And then I think what's even cooler is that the buildings will light up at night. Like they will have a bit of life to them, so it won't look like it's dead like a regular city. So I think that's the best thing I could probably do for the city is just give it that bit of realism that it needs. I'm gonna try to keep the live going as long as I can, captivating the progress within the server, and then testing it out little by little. So this will be very, very interesting to watch. I do need to get me something to eat though. Stomach is growling. Damn, more freaking facades. Jesus Christ. shit, I forgot this part. Alright, let's go ahead and put that one there. There we go. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and insert this part here. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and want to grab one of these. Based upon the footage that I took yesterday of downtown, roads that are depicted in those videos are actually going to be on the game that I'm building. And it'll be the majority of the roads that are within the county. Not all of them, but it'll be majority of them. Not all buildings in the map will be like decorated like this one is. It won't be like to a full like ratio of build, but it'll for sure be something that you will probably be able to get to look at and pretty much admire. But it's not exactly it won't exactly be the entirety of the county with buildings, but it'll for sure be like the actual roads that you can drive on, because this is mostly a driving game that I'm developing with skyscrapers and stuff. So it'll give you a feel of how it is to walk around or drive around in the county. Um, Something I could pretty much easily do if I got in my car and just drove, but um, I feel like I also kind of want to share the experience with you guys and actually have you guys experience firsthand on what it is driving like here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this building though. Put in the windows that I need to put in. And yeah, I think the rest I'm probably just gonna do off of camera. Um, this is just a little bit of a live of what I've been up to. I haven't really been live like that at all, like in a while. Well, not in a while, but I haven't been live up here since like what like some days ago. I believe, I'm not really sure. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and grab these windows here and properly insert the windows that I need. And then this will pretty much serve as a segue to what's going to be the remainder of what's left in this building. Which I don't think is too much that has to pretty much go yet. But for sure, a few things that need to be added, that's for sure. Alright. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and grab one of these pieces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the walls that I need to put. And then just go ahead and fill these walls up. And there we go. Then same as it did before, just pretty much just finish this area here. And there we are pretty much finished with that part. Got something there. Nah, I think it's too close. Yeah, it's a little too close. Okay, there we go. Either my proportions are off or I don't know what it is, but I don't really care. Uh, did I make the whole city? I'm actually attempting at making the whole city, Volton. I'm attempting at making the entire city. Um, mostly roads, but some skyscrapers here and there, not too many. But it's coming along really good. I've been working on this project for about three weeks now, and this is pretty much how much I've gotten inside with working on this project, man. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I would appreciate if you subscribed. I will definitely be live showing more of this content. That's for sure. Let me see. It's just this building has been very tedious to work with because it has different dimensions and it's really interesting with the different patterns that it has. Oh Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. There we go. Now that matches with the scale. Alright. There we go. That looks a lot better now. Okay, so it's about 3 of them. Alright, gotta fix this one back here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this one there. Okay, now that makes sense. I was gonna say. Okay. Okay, that was an issue there. I am building a skyscraper inside of the city that I live in. Basing this map off of the downtown area that I live close by to in my city. It is Roblox Studio. Uh, I don't think I need Roblox Plus. I've uploaded a few games without having to get Roblox Plus. Is that a new thing that they recently implemented, or what's Roblox Plus? Because I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, but it's like coming out in a couple weeks. Oh, really? So like, what does it consist of besides like being able to um make stuff public? Like, what does it consist of? Like free skins or like what exactly? Are y'all asking about the Roblox Plus? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, no, this game isn't. It isn't out yet. The one that I'm making. Oh, that's so cool. How much is it? A month? Do you know? Yeah, I'll definitely look into it now that you mention it. I didn't even know they were coming out with that Roblox Plus. Cause you see, like I'm so used to just being able to upload servers for free without them having to like charge me anything. But now that I'm finding out about this, oh, that's not bad. 4.99. That's not bad. I'm so used to hearing like 10.99 or like 25.99 or something like that. That's so cool, honestly. That 10% will definitely go a long way. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably like give you a certain limit of like worlds that you can upload or something if you don't have the plus. Cause I've seen that be a thing with other different platforms where you actually design your own worlds, but I may be wrong. Oh yeah, nice. Sheesh. Do they usually tax you though? Just to send Robux? Like I'm sorry, like I've never really sent any Robux to any friends before, so that's why like I'm a little curious about this information. Ah, okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've been making games for a while, Hank. It's been things that I've been keeping to myself. Appreciate you, Dark. I just started working on this project recently, and I thought about uploading it, uh, recently, so been working on it for a while now. What kind of game are you trying to make? Hmm. Cause I've been working on like developing games since I was in high school, but I never even bothered to even upload them. Like I always bothered investing the time into them, you feel me? But like I never really went in there and actually uploaded them. I just never had the time to go in there and maintain them and get rid of bugs and that sort of thing. Appreciate that, Thalia. Oh, really? Yeah, I always wanted to use Unity, uh, but I never really figured out how to use it. I was like me personally, I'm more of a Roblox Studio kind of guy. I tried to get into Blender a while back, but I never got the gist of it. So the best I could really do was Roblox Studio. But honestly though, it's pretty rewarding designing on Roblox. I mostly do city projects and driving games usually. Like any other kind of genre, I don't really focus on too much. But it's honestly impressive to know that you have used Unreal and a little bit of Unity. Honestly, that's very impressive. Mm. Okay, so that's 3. Okay, got about 4 of them there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I need just one of those. Where you at? And then probably just measure it down there. Oh, not gonna lie, you gotta learn to use Blender. You really need it. I know Roblox Studio is easy to get used to. Yeah. I mean, when I was in middle school, I got into SketchUp, the architecture platform. I did have a bit of experience there, but oh man. Yeah, I feel like my life would be a lot easier if I used Blender. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie. Way more easier. Honestly, though. Okay, so this looks to be. Oh, damn, that's cool. How did you? How much time did you put into that game? Okay, there we go. Yeah, honestly, I feel you on that. I failed so many games that I made before because I make them too big. I'm more in the realm of open world. Failed. My last project in Roblox Studio was a Dark Souls-like game. Can do quests with friends, but I haven't finished the map. Honestly, that sounds pretty cool. A Dark Souls game? That sounds actually really cool, I'm not gonna lie. Sheesh! Oh, you just started working on that? Yeah, honestly though, I feel that you get 50% on the archive. Honestly though. Nah, like the worst thing that could have ever happened to me as a developer is like whenever, let's say there's a storm going on and like I forget to autosave or to enable the autosave feature and the lights go out and my computer just dies on me. That's like the worst feeling ever. Like knowing that I didn't even save or enable the autosave feature on Studio, it's like the worst nightmare ever. The worst. And then like essentially in those moments to where you feel very inspired and like all your work goes down the drain because of some storm, it's the worst feeling ever. I'm about to show you guys the actual game and how it's looking like. It's controller optimized or compatible. You could use your PlayStation remote or Xbox remote to play. Here I got Tahoes, Trans Am, Fords, Chargers, the projects. Hell nah. I had many times the Wi-Fi goes off and it crashed. Low key! Low key! Dead ass! When the freaking Wi-Fi goes out, man, oh my god. It's the worst feeling ever. Oh shit, that was loud. Trucks open and everything. It's by a different creator, but I'm just pretty much just using the cars temporarily. Engine bay and everything there. Pretty much as realistic as it'll eventually get, but it'll definitely come along pretty good. Yeah, I thought of that. I thought of adding my own well actually yeah, pretty much where the player could spawn their own car. I just haven't figured that out yet. For right now, it'll just be how it is right now. But trust me, it'll definitely get better through time. Like I was saying earlier in my live, like way before I started, this game will be eventually updated time through time. New areas will be added daily. I would hope so, but it's a game that's been under the works for about three weeks now, almost well into a month, I would say personally. So it's gonna be. This has been my overall latest project. Optimize the lightings of bushes and trees. Look really off compared to the map, and some effects to the atmosphere. I like to make details, so don't take it seriously. I mean, I appreciate any any advice that comes my way, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, slowly but surely, slowly but surely. And bear bottles of organics, bare bones, the map, and polish it and add details. Yeah. Like at first I was gonna start by adding the roads, but I said, let me focus on the downtown first. Yeah, honestly, I am too. When it's fully finished, or when I start adding major roads and stuff, it'll definitely come to life for sure. No, it's good, man. It's good. My autocorrect is always acting up. I mean, so far I could really just say that I've tried to add a portion of the highway or my own abbreviation of it, but it's like it's almost there, but not exactly. It's got some work to it. And then some roads and stuff, and really just a bit of bit of things in between, I would say. I got a feeling I will pretty much complete this building today. At least I hope. 15 may help you out in the mechanics in the map. I mean, if you want to collaborate, I mean, yeah, I'm all for it, yeah. I'm all for it. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I do. I mean, I used to be able to do it all the time, back during COVID when I was at home like 100% of the time, like non-stop, but I eventually forgot those skills. I mean, then at the same time, I like to take my time, make sure I don't mess anything up. Jeez, finally, almost finished with finishing this building. Felt like forever, honestly. Shit, say less, Hank. Say less. Say less. Alright, let's see. Hmm. It's coming out really good, at least. Map is just almost there, almost there. Health saturation, I guess. Yeah. Well, to be quite frank, the game is just going to pretty much be like just like a driving game, really. But I mean, something is something, you know? Save to Roblox. Just go ahead and save this just in case. And then I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna leave this right now how it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the roads started. The rest of the road, so I could basically go ahead and blueprint everything that I need. Alright, here we go. Sounds like a plan, man. Sounds like a plan. Just let me know because I usually hop on here like about once or twice a week. Um, but for sure I could appreciate your help. I appreciate you for asking. Oh crap. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this here. Finish work done on this road. Cycle system for the game? What is that exactly? Wait, so hey Hank, what's cycle system? Sorry, I don't think I've heard of it before. Just what keep your players playing in the game. It's like grinding, and of course you gotta make it so that they can flex because make sure to flex on others, and you gotta add some hooks that take players' attentions. I mean, I never thought of it that way, honestly. I never thought of that actually. Like gambling, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah. Open world plus driving, kind of good. Yeah, honestly though, NPC system also cool, I guess. I mean, NPCs would be good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Meaning it's not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be nice to eventually see that be a part of the game. Okay, yeah, that lane opens and then it closes. Simple, clean, but unfortunately most players have short attention span in arcades, so work depending on them. That's so true. Yeah, I tend to forget about that. And then a music system like radio. Yeah, honestly, that too would also sound really good. I'm not gonna lie. A freaking music system so you can listen to music in real time, man. Shoo. They already have that feature in Greenville on that Roblox game. That'd be so nice though. You think so? Like, what kind of story are you thinking? Nah. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you're getting after. I mean, but it's also not a bad idea either. No, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, I was working on a couple other projects before this, but then I just decided, let me stick to this. Oh, yes, this looks useful. Hmm. This looks to be like a Japanese traffic light model. Small start, don't do like me, get a lot of ideas, imaginations of the game, the burnout. No, yeah, I've done that so many times before. So many times before. Appreciate the advice. It's like slop to make your game mostly a toolbox. You're new at Roblox, so studio is acceptable. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I just get really lazy with making my own assets sometimes. Usually. Happens to me too. It's just releasing the game with a simple concept and updating it weekly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking to do in the beginning. Is release it and then, update it little by little. Add new roads, new stuff. I'm gonna just stick to this light and then I'm gonna just change the color. Properties. Let's see here. Explorer. There we go. to change this to white. I know it's just taking forever, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So much toolbox happens to me too. So spacing the game. Okay, same comments. This is earlier. Yeah, honestly though, modeling will have to be my next investment of time. Okay, that bridge is a little too far back. Yeah, that bridge is a little too damn far back. This is probably like the first time in a while I focus on working on the road lines here. I mean, I guess you could say I got the perspective a little bit, somewhat. Let me go back a different date. I kind of got the perspective a little bit, almost. Sort of. Not yet, but sort of. Sort of. Still got a long way to go. A pretty long way. Yeah, I try. I appreciate it though. It's just the widths and everything is usually what the issue is. It's the width and the dimensions usually. But I mean, I tend to go back and correct that stuff. Usually Google Maps keeps me in check majority of the time. Alright, now I'm gonna see how this looks like on live. Let me take out Archimedes out of the way. Explorer out of the way. Let's get into the Grand Caravan. Okay, we have a difficulty here, so I think that traffic light. Get a Discord server or anything. Oh, you got a Discord server that you have audience. They need a place to talk and about the road for easier building. Yeah, I got a Discord, but I barely use it. But I could definitely go in there and create a server the for the game for sure, for sure. Um, Hold on. Let me. Okay, I see what the issue is here. That tree. The tree is the one that's messing me up. Yeah, bro. If you could help me with that, I would greatly appreciate it, man. Alright, let me go ahead and test it out again. See what the issue was. If it wasn't that tree or if it was a lamppost. Ah, let's test it out again. And then I think I might have to switch to different vehicles. Or I might have to fix different curbs because the curbs, it might be a little too wide. Let me get in the trans now. Yeah, honestly though. I mean, I never thought of it, but pretty good idea. Yeah, it's the light. It's the freaking light fixture. It's the light fixture that's messing me up right now. You gotta buy a light fixture. Never knew you, never saw you. There we go. That was my final answer right there. This light is what I needed. That light is exactly what I needed. Alright, so now that I have this area already built, now I have to go back and build the other street. Trees and bushes from your game is blocked. You gotta use trees and bushes that fit the game and give me... Oh, and then trust me, lighting will change the vibe of the game. Yeah, you think so? Yeah, this game has a lot of potential for sure. A lot of potential. A lot of potential. Let's see here. Appreciate it, yeah. I try. It's all it's really just mostly thanks to Google Maps, really. Without Google Maps, I think I wouldn't have been able to do it, honestly. I would have probably had to do it like the old days and go in there and actually survey the areas and stuff. Who does that anymore? Surveyors. Alright, now to measure out the lanes in this road. they changed the lanes. Well, yeah, obviously they were gonna close down the street. They're apparently building something over here. I don't even know what, but I don't want to find out. But when they officially like finish building whatever they have over there, I'll definitely update the server when it gets built. Because the thing about this city is a lot of construction is going on with a lot of condos and apartments buildings being added to the area. And that's kind of what's taking over here majority of the time, really. Is those freaking condos are just everywhere now. It's like Atlanta 2.0. Yeah, right? I used to play City Skylines with mods like all the time during COVID, so that's where I kind of got my experience from. But I used to play with mods all the time, so that's kind of how I familiarize myself with assets and just designing infrastructure in general. Really, that's where I got my kind of sort of my expertise a little bit, I would say. Like I remember one time trying to attempt at creating the same city in City Skylines. But I knew that if I wanted to recreate the entire city, I'd have to use Blender and go in and do everything myself. But, well, I never really found too much fondness into that. I don't have the patience to go in and make my own stuff sometimes. I just want to go ahead and get the end result, usually. Now, the thing about this game is another thing I've failed to mention is I'm not really working with uh, terrain elevation that much, and it does sound a little unrealistic, but the only reason I'm not sticking to any of that is because I don't want to invest the time into having to deal with having to level out the terrain to fit how it is basically best depicted. And the only reason is because I'm not really good at managing terrain. Usually my terrain looks very wonky. So I'm not being anywhere close to friendly with the terrain. Like, with highway overpasses and, highway ramps, I'll definitely go in there and take the extra mile at matching the terrain and stuff and like the high rises and stuff, but everything else is just pretty much obsolete to me. I would say so myself. I am probably going to publish this game today after I hop off the live. Um, and I will go ahead and post the link to it up on a blog or a post on my channel. Yeah, it's so weird, right? I know I wasn't the only one who thought that, cause it's just so weird. Like I look at other games that I usually play on Roblox, right? And it's like, how do they get the perfect terrain? Do they just like import the terrain from like a map, or do they like use a what's it called? A plugin, or like what is it exactly? To me, to me personally, terrain is a freaking headache. It's just a headache. In general, it's just a freaking headache. Not exactly up to standard, but it's something. True, true. Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. It's like it's gotta be like a plugin or something that they use. Maybe I need to shorten this a little bit. Keep it just a little proportionate. There we go. That's a little better. Not bad. Alright, so now for my favorite part. How many streetlights is there? There's like one, two, three. Just three freaking streetlights on this street. Jeez. That's depressing. The freaking street light just did a barrel roll. That's funny. And then eventually later down the line I'll put in a code or yeah, a code or like not a code but like a script that has the the not the traffic lights, the street lights turned off eventually, but not yet. Alright, let me go ahead and grab this, replace that, and you go right here. Yeah. Alright. And you go right through here, and then it should be the turning lane. Road arrow. There is my secret weapon. There we go. Let's go. Oh. Oh. I was under the impression this was like a turning lane. I don't know, it was a freaking straight lane. I probably just haven't driven around that side of downtown in a while, probably. Alrighty. Straight. No, but this is a turn. Yeah, that part's blocked off. There we go. Perfect. Get away, get away, get away. Where's my traffic light? Accessory. Plug-in. What the heck? Do I not have it on me? Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Uh... Alright, now I'm gonna just go ahead and resort to finishing this building. Which is literally almost done. Almost complete. what's up, Dark? Good to have you back. Uh, I honestly don't know yet what I'm gonna be working on yet after this game. Uh, I honestly probably might just work on a different driving game. I was aspiring to eventually look into building the city of Charlotte, the biggest city in my state. This is basically the capital of my state. It's not the downtown area is not too big. It's about a mid-size. But if you go right on down to Charlotte, uh, where's Charlotte? If you go right on down to Charlotte, it's the biggest city in North Carolina, and by far it is pretty massive with its downtown size. This will probably be my next big project for sure. You can see here this is a bit of a bigger, more uh, interesting challenge. I've only ever gone to the city like a couple times. I was actually over there last Friday visiting my sister, and this is by far going to be my next project after Raleigh. If I could probably, but possibly, make it to where I can make I can make the highway that actually leads you to Charlotte in this actual server, I will incorporate that. But the game's gonna be massive. Like it'll be like about within like real life. I think from Raleigh to Charlotte, it's like about 2 hours and about 40 minutes. Usually, the route that I take, I don't take the interstate to get to Charlotte. Excuse me. But in game, I would probably estimate if I actually added the highway and if I could possibly incorporate the city or the two cities, the capital and the big city. Um, it'd probably be like about an hour or 2 hour drive in in game. In real time, in real life, it'd probably be about 2 hours. So it'd be like it would be um 85 would be added to the game plus 40. Uh, the Greensboro area or the metro area of Greensboro wouldn't be in the server. It would just be the highway portion. And then all the stretch over here, all of this entire stretch of 40. Eventually, the city of Durham, which is basically the next The next closest kind of city to Raleigh would also be added, but for right now, the main focus is the county of Wake County, which is what Raleigh is inside of. In so yeah, that would be my next inspiration to working into it. It's gonna be a long time though. Yeah, that too. Yeah, so I haven't exactly thought about teleportation. I thought of different spawn points, like driving, like let's say you spawn in Raleigh, like the city that I'm building right now, and you drive from Raleigh to Charlotte on the interstate. That would be pretty much the best thing ever because it would be even better if I incorporated like a radio um, to the game as well, so you could listen to music while you are driving from Raleigh to Charlotte on the interstate, and so it'd be really nice. That's my overall goal. Necessarily completing this server, I don't think it'll ever be because there's always new ideas. Like people were mentioning earlier, there's always different ideas to add, so it's going to come within time. It's just I don't necessarily think that there's a completion to this game. It'll be probably like one that I eventually invest my majority of my life in. But yeah, it's gonna be a big project for sure. Alright, so now that I'm over here on this side of the city, there's a big building I'm working on right now. We're gonna go ahead and leave this building alone for now and go to this side, which is where I am at right now. Y'all could be the judges to how the city looks compared to how it is right now. Got the lights right there. Not too realistic, but it's something. But I think my next objective after building this tall building would be these two parking lots, and then that building, and that building, and that building, and then this building, or parking deck, and then that building over there, which is the PNC Bank building. But overall, I would have to say there is a lot that's going to be going on in this project. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab this here. Start working on the sidewalk over here. And then now to incorporate whatever this is here. It's Cabarrus Street, which is a county in the state. And the parking lot down here, which is right there. There's 1, 2, 3 lights right there. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming out really good. Better than I expected it to be, honestly. Four, three. There's 3 there. And the next building that's going to be added is this parking deck, which I plan to eventually add levels to it to where you could be able to like view the entire city from the parking decks. There's a total of about 7 or 8 in the city. So we're going to see how it turns out when this project is officially completed. Rail, no, it's a railing. Let's see here. It's a black one. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do that one. It won't be too. Actually, yeah, that'll be perfect for this over here. Okay. Alright, and then I'm gonna wanna grab some of this soil over here to act as a bit of grass. Then I'm gonna go ahead and shorten this. And then I'm gonna put that stop sign that's pictured on the picture there. Over here. Perfect. There we go. Then I'll go ahead and change the name of the sign later on. And then go ahead and get a small piece of street right there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get our car measure or our little grade tool. Little lane tool right there. Where you at? Where you at? There you are. Yep, 2 cars fit in this alley. So let's go ahead and get... It's my road lines. There you are. There we go. Alright, and then now for the next project here is going to be the parking deck. Oh, this is going to be interesting. My Discord user... let me look it up. I have to download Discord. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just download Discord on my phone. Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let's see here. This part is a sort of sand color. It's a little darker. Oh, I was editing some videos earlier. No, that's not correct. Okay, that looks a little better. I guess I'll just use that. Let me sign into my Discord. Hold on, guys. Let me just get in my Discord. It's been a while since I've used my Discord. Mm, that looks almost a little bit too detailed, but it's gonna work. That's like the best I could probably do. Jeez, I forgot my password. Hold on, let me get my password. Let me see. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So, I'm gonna have to provide the Discord after I hop off the live. Um, Meanwhile, I log back or try to log back into my Discord. Oh, wait, what? Is a mural. Interesting. Just gotta go back in time and verify what color that was. Um. Okay, yeah, it's that color. Gotcha. If not, I'll go ahead and add you on my Roblox. Or whoever's on the live who wants me to add you guys on Roblox, just drop your Roblox usernames down. I'll go ahead and add you guys to Roblox. Where is Roblox player? Oh, there you go. My back finally cracked. My freaking Roblox loads. Alright, it looks to be like a lighter color of red. There we go. Oh, I'm forgetting to anchor these. I am forgetting to anchor all of these pieces. They're gonna fall apart. Alright, let me open, look for y'all's Roblox usernames. 3032, not 3022. Which one is it? First one? Hank? Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't even see it. My bad, man. Found you. There you go. Send child request. If anybody else is trying to get added to Roblox, just put your username down and I'll go ahead and add you. Alright, now open this. This is my freaking avatar. And in my creations, I have. Actually, let me. This was my first creation, and this was in Oklahoma and Missouri and like Kansas game that I made, but I updated it way too freaking much, and then I stopped working on it. It's one of my latest creations, but it's not up to date or anything. And the whole reason I even stopped working on it was because I had compatibility issues with my computer, and the game wouldn't load. Well, the creation wouldn't load for me to edit. Because I was making my own assets, and it stopped working, so I had to resort to working on a new project and that sort of thing, and so just didn't work out, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. Wait, you use Linux? I haven't used Linux in like a while. It's been like a fat minute. That was like the first ever thing I used. And then I eventually upgraded to Windows 10. Ah, okay, okay. Damn. That's 8 stories, right? Is it 8 or 7 stories? Wait, what'd you say? Well, I'll go is thinking of creating this summer. I should start uploading. I do simple animations, develop devlogs, and hopefully you can collab. Yeah, sure. That would be so nice, man. I need to get a ruler and make my own grading tool. Make a little grading tool I could use. There we go. There we go. That's a lot more simple. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Appreciate you, Hank. Appreciate you. I'll post the I'll post my Discord username when I get it figured out today for sure, for sure. I'll have a picture of my username up on a blog post like I said earlier. I'll see you, Hank. You take care, all right? Appreciate you being here. What the hell? Why did that look like a freaking cutscene? Like a freaking anime or something. Or like a show cutscene where it went to dark. Okay, my Google is literally tweaking right now. Perfect. There we freaking go. I just gotta bring it up here a little bit. Man, that is freaking perfect. Dude, that is freaking perfect. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is freaking perfect. Hell yeah. Bro, that is freaking perfect. I'm not really skilled with scripting. UI designing, I don't really have any scripting in UI designing at all. Like I'm like literally a noob when it comes to any of that. But with building, uh I think I'm pretty average. Let me just save this real quick. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna have to save the game for now. Oh man, it's been a pleasure with you guys. I think it's about an hour or 2 hours within the live. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna go get me something to eat. Uh, what? What's the script? Alright, y'all. Peace out. I'll see y'all on the next one.